Okay, guys, welcome back to the final game of the night to decide the last advancee from this group. So, the first contender for that honorable title is our purple Zerg player up here in the top right-hand corner. The savior of esports is WizeCrax.
And his opponent in the bottom right-hand corner of Deadwing, playing the Terran race, the green Terran player for Boreal Gaming, the destroyer of esports. It is Alumina. His name just cannot be pronounced by anyone.
Alumina?
Aluminium? I think it's Aluminium.
I'm pretty sure it's Alumina, but
I know, yeah, it is.
I just think that's very easy to stumble over when you're like quickly going through an engagement. You're like, the results coming from the side.
Yeah, I know. That's what kept happening to me. It's like, oh, stem forward, Alumina, take it. Alumina. You gotta only have 2 syllables, man. You can't make it 3, and especially not with just the ending in a vowel. It's got to be Aluminac, something like you got to have a nice stop at the end.
We'll let him know that his name is not satisfactory afterwards. Saber, we need to make this a requirement. We need to write this up in the rules for season 5. Your name can't be difficult for our casters to pronounce.
It has to be 2 syllables and end with a glottal stop or a yeah, I think that's it. 2 syllables.
Yeah, it's pretty simple requirements.
Stop. Yeah, it's not
You'll just
too
have
hard.
To rename yourself if you want to compete.
Yeah, pretty much. We do see very, very standard Alumina. We don't see a Reaper, though, interestingly enough, even though he did get that gas, so saving up that gas for now. And, yeah, so far, we do see that WizeCrax not going for 3 base like we did in the previous game. I was a little bit wary.
Yeah, you have to be that little bit more wary against Terrans. They're kind of weirdly more aggressive than Protoss is a lot. Even on maps like Deadwing, like Hellbat pressure or anything will just break you if you go for fast 3 hatches. Or just like 1 or 2 Marines sent across the map. Just the power of those ranged units is way too much to deal with. Reapers, I think, also are the main threat that I haven't mentioned. But like if you go 3 hatch for a pool and they go Reaper, you're dead. That's it. Game's over. GG.
Yeah. Most definitely, as I've been told never to say that again by Tyrannus right there, but yeah. Yeah, definitely. Lumina is going to be thrown on a starport, though, so looking casual 1-1 build. I'm guessing he's going to go into Banshees from here, especially with a little bit of a wall and these double gas in the main. And over on WizeCrax's side, he is more prepared than he would be off of 3 base, and getting 2 gas, and also with, sorry, I gotta sneeze now, 3 queens is very good for him.
You're not allowed to sneeze. I'm supposed to be the one myself. If you're sneezing, how will I cough? And, I mean, I won't. And then I'll just feel slightly uncomfortable. And mild discomfort is the only thing I hate more than large amounts of discomfort. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of trailed off at the end of that, but it's fine. It's fine. Hellions. Let's go with Hellions. Mild discomfort is the only thing I hate more than Hellions. And I'm lucky I'm not WizeCrax right now, because there's a couple of Hellions speeding across the map, and they're going to be putting on the aggression a little bit. WizeCrax actually...
Queens,
sorry?
He does have 4 queens, though.
He does have 4 queens, as natural. 5 queens overall, I think. Let's look at the units tab. 5 queens overall. That's kind of interesting. Usually you see queens in multiples of 2, just because you generally have 2 hatches and produce queens continually off of them. But I think WizeCrax just got a faster lair, rather than delaying his lair for queen production. So he's kind of stopped at 5 queens, and those are going to be enough to push away these Hellions without too much trouble. But I'm kind of interested by the fact he's not making any kind of movement towards a 3rd base, because even with a Roach build, which typically gets slightly later thirds than, say, a fast speed build, even with that, I'd expect to see a 3rd base coming in pretty soon. But actually, he's elected to go for his upgrades and Roaches before that 3rd base. So I think we're going to see like just a big old Roach bus coming out of WizeCrax.
Yeah, that is looking what's going to come out of WizeCrax. I was going to say my entire first sentence, I guess, in this game was butchered by me almost having to sneeze the entire thing and trying not to sneeze desperately, but yes. Banshee Willie coming out, not spotted yet? I don't think. No. WizeCrax spotted him actually earlier with one of the Overlords. He does know the Banshee's coming. And throwing a Spore Crawlers in each base, prepared for that. Roach is coming out. No third in sight. Double Evo Chamber, getting that 1-1. And this is going to be pretty powerful. And I said that just because he does have these 3 queens and should be able to push these Banshees back. So this is going to be hard to defend, especially when you put a lot of your money into Hellions, which don't do well versus Roaches, and not much option to go into Marauders from this position, which it does look like he's trying to do with adding on some extra Barracks.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Marauders will certainly match up really nicely against Roaches. And Alumina generally is positioned really quite nicely against Roaches. He's got this Banshee, which is going to be doing a lot of damage in the main base, although these Queens are going to come along to push it away. He's got tanks coming off at home. He's got, I mean, the Banshees are going to be great for defense at home. And generally, WizeCrax still with no third base, now moving out with the Roaches. This is kind of way too late to be able to have any realistic window of doing damage. This Banshee coming in is going to be able to harass the Roaches all the way back home. There's already 1 siege tank at home for Alumina. There's 4 bunkers that are going to be finished, although they won't have much bio to put in them. Alumina is going to have... he was producing another tank. He should have another tank somewhere. Wow, actually, if he doesn't have another tank, there's not going to be that much here. So we'll see.
SCP is trying to heal this right here. We'll heal the Hellions coming in. He's so desperate right now. Siege tank is down, and so far these supply depots haven't came up. I'm surprised by that. 2 Marines will get demolished right here. There is a Marauder and 2 Marines in this bunker, so I think this will be pushed back, especially with this Banshee. But right now, WizeCrax is looking like he's in a good position. He has killed 2 workers from that. He really was focusing on the bunkers right there when he went in, but Alumina is just going to slowly work away on these Roaches on the other side of the map. We do see out of WizeCrax taking that third, and I mean, even though he's losing a lot of his army right here, I feel like that is definitely giving a lot of time, and he's going to be okay, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's buying him a lot of time, but I think it needs to. He needed more than that. He didn't. This wasn't the kind of push you do where you're like, oh, I'm just going to do some aggression and expand behind it. Zerg's not really so hot at that because they're... unit production is tied in so closely, so identically even to their economy and their economic power. All of those units, all those Roaches WizeCrax was getting should have been drones. They should have been like 5 to 8 Roaches or so just for defense, just to, you know, defend against Hellbats, against Hellions, against small Marine pushes, bio pushes, and a ton of drones. That's how you econ a Zerg. You'll play defensive. You don't play aggressive in econ behind it. You really can't do that. It's not efficient enough, and not without some kind of gimmick like Burrow Roaches or something. Even then, it's not great. But yeah, now WizeCrax's third is way later. He's only just catching up to his opponent's worker production, and Zerg should be powering ahead at this stage of the game. I mean, 13 minutes, it's not so much in ZVT, but 13 minutes is definitely possible to start, you know, having a really, really strong Zerg army. And WizeCrax is, firstly, he's behind because he's actually gone for a 1-1 Roaches, and then he decided he doesn't want to transition into Roach Hydra for this. So he's only just getting up Mutilus, he's only just getting up Baneling Speed, he's only just starting his +2 weapons. And yeah, this is, everything is going to be hurting really because of this. I think he's not in a great position right now. But if Alumina leaves him alone for long enough, or gets kind of tricked into thinking he's playing against Roach Hydra when it's actually just going to be Lingbe Muta, it could work out really nicely for WizeCrax. Still. Yeah, no, my only thing with that is, though, obviously this is a different matchup than ZVP, but in ZVP, Alumina, I mean, he showed he's not afraid to march across the map, and I feel like he's definitely not going to give WizeCrax that much time. It'll be really important to deny this creep spread, though, because there is so many creep tumors that are currently active and can be spread, but we do see a nice attack going up the right-hand side, and a Viking in front of that. I really think that's pretty cool, just getting out any Overlord, at least pushing out of the path. We do see the 4th base coming down to the hatch, so if he drops into the main, gets some damage done, then can go down to that 4th base and see what he can do, or at least even pressure with his army, which it looks like he's about to do. Especially is going to be strong with his 1 extra siege tank support. Yeah, absolutely. That siege tank's going to be so good, and right now, WizeCrax really has very little to defend against this. 7 Banelings morphing in right now are not going to be enough, even if they get like dream connections against what we see coming out of Alumina right now. And he's another scan step forward. He's clearing up this creep, and the drop in the main at the same time is pulling WizeCrax one way and the other. Already getting down a ton of damage. All the Lings having to be forced back. And I mean, the Lings are all up here, and they're gonna be not even trading that efficiently, only on one side of this bio. So it does get cleaned up in the main, but at the same time, Alumina has got a fantastic position down here to assault the third base with. A load of kind of slightly inefficient connections here, and the Roach Baneling rolls down to the low ground, takes out the tank, but there's no answer to all of this bio, and WizeCrax is just getting overrun by a pummeling force of bio here.
Yeah. At the same time, fourth base was sniped by a small amount of Marines with no medevac. Marines are stimming into the third base, and I'm sure we'll get it down. Baneling's definitely trying to get in. They do have Baneling speed, but I mean, there's just so much bio, and they're already preemptively split so nicely. Going through that, taking out just a small amount of Baneling. Whoa, some lag here. We do see the Marines moving in. Whew. WizeCrax is going to say probably GG in just a couple seconds here. Alumina just pushing forward even more, taking out as many overlords as they can. Vikings in the front, and that was beautiful. GG, well played. And Alumina takes game 1.
All right, guys, welcome back. And we're going to be in game 2, potentially the last game of the night, but hoping it's not, and hoping he can begin the comeback streak. It is our purple Zerg player in the left-hand corner, WizeCrax.
And his opponent in the 5 o'clock position, the defender of esports, playing for Boreal Gaming, the Green Terran, Alumina. Woo, woo. We need, as always, we need some clapping sound effects, Saber. I demand an early gas. Guessing is going to go on a Reaper and what?
And a laugh track.
Yeah.
Imagine if like a laugh track had played just as I said, and a laugh track.
That would have been amazing. Saber, you need to get the Death Adder, and not the Death Adder. You need to get whatever keyboard I have with macro keys, and just have some sound set up to those macro keys, so you can just set that up.
Or like one of those other silly Razer products, like the like gaming numpad or whatever it is. That it's just like a number pad, and it's got like a joystick on the top or something.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's for FPSs though. That's for those lame FPS players. So
okay. So why did the Colossus fall over? Because it was Ember.
Oh, good. Okay.
I don't know whether it's like
Chicken all I can't hear the stream, so we don't know how that went over, but hopefully it went out well. Alumina getting it incorrect first scout off, but
on stream.
Was it good? Was it pretty good?
It was pretty good.
All right, WizeCrax first Overlord will get in, but the Reaper just working. Wow, wait, how many kills? It's got 2 kills so far.
Damn.
This Reaper really paying its weight here. I'm guessing it will get a 3rd kill, and it's gonna get out of there. I mean, things happen while we talk about laugh tracks, man. 2 Reapers getting up WizeCrax. That sucked. 2 more Reapers. I don't know how WizeCrax is going to deal with this. Baneling Nest coming down. I mean, 4 Lings, but the micro, or not even the micro, just the decentness out of this been playing too much Heroes. Yeah, come on, WizeCrax. Get in the game. Heroes not for maths on the stream.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, that sucked. Is pretty much the emotion I feel pretty much whenever Reapers just go into the fog of war on Catalina. I'm like, oh, for God's sake, those Reapers. It's on Catalina. They've been dancing around. They came in from the one angle I didn't have covered. They got like they mildly inconvenienced me. They've damaged one of my queens. Ugh.
I mean, the thing Trigon and I both hate more than being extremely inconvenienced is mildly inconvenienced. I mean, who wants to be mildly inconvenienced? Out of Alumina,
you can't even get up a good complaint going about it, because it's like, well, I mean, it doesn't even matter that much.
It just left, like, and it sucks. Yeah.
If you complain to somebody about it, they're just like, well, I mean, that's not that bad. And I'm like, exactly.
Alumina going for the Banshees here, getting that tech lab down on the starport. Actually, Yeah, we're gonna see Banshee. For a second, I was like, maybe we'll see Raven, but I don't know where that thought came into my head. Definitely Banshees, and you're right. Everyone else is like, well, we have to deal with that. That sucks. And you're like, no, I know it sucks. That's why I told you.
But I mean, on WizeCrax side of the map, it's not actually on WizeCrax side of the map anymore. He's over on Alumina side of the map. Oh my god, he's actually been caught out by these aliens. And moving back and forwards. This is indecisiveness. Indecisiveness is bad. And now WizeCrax kind of has to make a decision. He's going to go with these 5 banelings. He can bust through this ramp at the top of the natural pretty nicely here. He can go through like a couple of depots and a bunker. But, I mean, that bunker actually doesn't have anything in it. He'll still have to contend with those Hellions. And the Hellions and the Banshees are going to do really, really nicely against what WizeCrax actually has here, which is just some links. He's got to go, because otherwise those... that Banshee will just do too much. He goes straight through the bunker, and now he's got a ton of links into the middle line. Oh, he can get a huge This is going to be pretty big, but they just kind of slip away a little bit. That ramp being broken down, actually working for Alumina right now, and some nice kiting micro back. He's going to be just fine, I think, and WizeCrax is going to do some damage to the SCV line, but he needs a lot of damage to actually make up the investment. He's sitting at 21 workers to 29, even with all the damage he's done. It's over for WizeCrax, and well, his aggression is over. 12 drones coming behind this, but I don't think that's enough. Like, Alumina is going to be about even on drone count with him. Like 1 behind, but they're back up even now, and Alumina has been mining from those drones for that much longer. He's much higher tech than WizeCrax. WizeCrax has a baneling nest. That's his, and technically a spawning pool, I guess. That's his only tech. And yeah, it's just going to be way too late. He's going to have so much trouble answering these Hellions, answering the Banshees, that, I mean, he could take just a ton of damage here.
Yeah, I agree. Alumina, I'd actually say earlier on, it was a good idea to push out just a little bit, because if you can catch those lings, those have speed. The banelings do not have speed. But yes, Alumina moving into the natural base, taking out that queen, these Banshees providing so much cover. And WizeCrax just saying, let me just say, he knows his gun, that I love ASL. WizeCrax, I'd like to see Alumina GG right here and go to a game 3. This deserves a GG by WizeCrax, or a GG by Alumina right here. But Banshees working on that natural, and the main nothing. I would have liked to see. I mean, even with those banelings, even if they had speed, they all sacrificed themselves in the wall. None were left, only lings. So maybe a little bit better mic there, and especially if his WizeCrax could have moved into the main, the supply depot never went up. It just kind of hung out there. And so that I wish you listened. Okay, WizeCrax being a very nice loser here.
WizeCrax is a great guy, and here's his big shout out. Is he funding the ASL this season as well? Salem?
He is.
I don't know. He put in like a good like $500 or so last season. He goes around just throwing money at esports. He's a fantastic guy. You can always see him pop up on StarCraft Reddit being horrendously enthusiastic about something or other, and see him around on Twitter. But living up to his name of WizeCrax.
Yeah, so a woman walks into a bedroom with a duck under his arm. Wait, a woman with a duck under his arm? I think under her arm, WizeCrax. And goes, hey, honey, look at this pig I've been sleeping with.
and the woman goes, that's not a pig, that's a duck. And I don't know, I don't know the punchline, I can't remember.
No, well, I thought I'd say, well then. I'll finish GG, well played. So we see out of who's our play? We see Doohickey 4-0 and Alumina 2-2. So pretty good, pretty cool games. That is the final match of the night. Doohickey taking first place in this Vanguard group, and Alumina taking second place. Sadly, WizeCrax is left in the dust, but we enjoy him and we love his support of ASL.